End is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Throwing on first down is Bortles. And he fires one incomplete.
Had an open man that time. They end up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Bortles again here on 2nd and 10. And that'll be incomplete.
That one didn't quite make it to the target, but that's not always a function of the strength of the arm of the quarterback, is it? Sometimes there's just too much pressure there. In any case, the ball doesn't arrive.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Bortles again. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to... You bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 18.
Watch it now, Barney.
The drive starts with a run by Allen. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
The best play callers in any league know how to break their tendencies. They study themselves, they self-scout, and they realize most of the time you don't call a draw play on 1st and 10. So every so often you insert that play just to make the defense think, even if it's not successful.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line.
So what's the word I'm looking for here about how this drive just started?
Disjointed?
I'll go with that one. I mean, think about it. 1st down, took a bad loss on a running play. Take the sack on 2nd down. Now they got to come up with something big here on 3rd.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. They get 13, but it's not. And he got it. So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. Here we go on 4th down with Jackson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense. that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field.
They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit to hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Lunch right.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down right about the 20. Tackle made there by Tony Jefferson.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter.
Here we go. Set. 380.
They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Partner, when it's a goal-to-go situation, if you're on the field on defense, you have to know that you may be called on to make a tackle at any time. Here, the cornerback does exactly that. Plays the run really well and makes a big play.
Sunday.
He'll get it up the middle, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably doing play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
And Leemo will put this one through, and the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Here's the first carry for Alex Collins. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Calais Campbell on the stop.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Back 99 Philly. Here we go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. Over the middle here to Brown. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
On 1st, they go right back to Collins. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's got some space here. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a 1st down.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. And this will get them all the way inside of Jacksonville's 10. A gain of 32 that time. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. First red zone chance now for the Ravens. They've got it 1st and goal at the 6.
Detroit!
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Alex Collins, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens are in for 6. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3 points?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
On first down, Bortles. And he completes it to Westbrook. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Over the middle, hauled in by Shark. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new-school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Now Bortles. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
He'll get this over to Westbrook. It's complete. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Baltimore after this. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Bortles now on first down. The open man is Westbrook. A gain of 6 there on first. Now the Jags are moving quickly in the hurry-up.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
After the interception, here's Jackson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 44 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
On that play, it was the defensive front that won the battle. They out-leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held them to no gain.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's able to find some room as they get him down after a good run. And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout called, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. On 3rd down, this is Collins. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. And before this 4th and 3 play, we're going to get whistles and a timeout, as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
And now out come the Jags. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
11, 380. 154 right here. 4 right.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll begin the drive with Collins. And he's going to be taken down here, as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play.
Well, who needs a halftime? Am I right? Let's resume play.
So we're at halftime here in the Inner Harbor with the hometown Ravens on top. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Gone! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Let's go. Gone!
And that'll set them back 5.
Watch him now, Barney! Gone! Banjo.
On 2nd down, Jackson flush to his right. He goes full extension, and he's got it. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
There's simply no sense in wasting a great catch like that on a short gain. Get downfield like you just did there and use it up that way.
No dink and dunk.
Gone! Detroit!
Now Jackson on 1st down. So left side, it's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That one goes for 24 yards. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
No, check. Patriot. Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39. Gun.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. His throw caught right around the 6. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Alex Collins, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation. But sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. Going up top. He's got it at the 15. A big play that time for the Ravens. 46 yards. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike. 3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
Watch him now, Barney.
Now again to Collins. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. Out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just get...
Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. Now Bortles. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Throwing his Bortles on third down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. 8 yards there on a first down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Bortles now on first down. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Again, it's Bortles. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Incomplete. Over the middle. Safarian Jenkins. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Bortles to the former Jet, Safarian Jenkins for the Jags first down. To throw is Bortles. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Bortles now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw with Bortles. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. This D wanted to put it away before we even
the bench just yet. If you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is now 24. Here's Corey Grant now to return. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their own 37. Now Bortles to try again after the pick six. And incomplete on the deep ball. D.D. Westbrook is intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Bortles will try again on 2nd down. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Tony Jefferson able to get him for a loss of about 3.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down.
Trips left. Hey, hold it. Lucy.
On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. And a reception made by Dante Moncrief. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain of 32 that time.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that and have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down.
11. Hey, 54, Ricky. Spread left. Lucy.
Bortles again here on 2nd and 10. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. as his guys are in for 6. And the Jaguars make some inroads here on that deficit. So now Bortles will bring the Jags up to go for 2.
Punch right, punch right, punch right.
Bortles to throw once more. He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. Here's Leemo out to kick this one away. This is no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They start the drive with a give to Allen. And certainly some style points there on the spin. Not a whole lot thereafter, but still a pretty good gain. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On second down, here's Jackson. Wide open receiver complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A very solid gain of 27. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Gone!
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Telvin Smith not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now they'll run it on the toss. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. From the gun, it's Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Telvin Smith in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Here's Sam Cook now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
Trip front. 11B. Green 80.
Throwing on first down is Bortles. To Marion Jenkins. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Lucy.
On first down, Bortles. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A gain of 6 there on first. Now the Jags are moving quickly in the hurry-up. On second down, here's Bortles. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by the safety, Eric Weddle. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Marcel Darius able to get in there and take him down for a loss of 3. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13.
44's Mike. Check. Gun!
And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. They go play action here on first down. Space to run past the 20. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down, being chased out left. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
I like his thought process and his ability to move and get downfield. But what I didn't like was the final decision, to go out of bounds. They want to keep the clock moving. Instead, they give the defense an extra timeout.
Jackson. And oh, not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on third down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it. Stuffed him for a loss.
Yeah.